let's see, go ahead and record. Okay, good. So we're good to go. So you're about to share, Sheena, your screen and share your setup, right, with your tax deed investing. So let me see what you did. I'm checking on you, see if you did your homework.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see, I'm going to share this one.
Yeah.
Now I got to make sure that, there we go. Okay, cool. All right, so here I have my folder. Mm-hmm. Here are each of my counties. This is my assignment here. So I'm pointing to the screen like you can see me pointing.
Yeah. It's okay. I do the same thing. I'll be like, you don't see it? No, I don't see it.
So here are the instructions you gave me, everything here. These are my counties that are surrounding Hillsborough, which of course is good for me because I have somebody there. I have several people there in Hillsborough that can go around and look for me. Now I made a folder for each one of these. Come on now, don't play with me. For each county right here. So those are my folders. The main one that's done, like I said, is Hillsborough. So we have our tax deed. That's my spreadsheet. Here is my frequently asked questions, which is funny because Hillsborough is the only one that has, wrong one. They're the only one that has a full thing of frequently asked questions. Everybody else. Yeah.
The other counties did not put their frequently asked questions on the clerk of court site.
I'm going to show you exactly what they did. I copied it. Let me show you this one. But here's my spreadsheet, and I'll show you what the other counties did. So here's where we are, 829, 95912. I'm still doing the ARV on these, and then after that, I'll move on to the 1 to 5 one, which should be like this, the 19th.
Okay. So you have one spreadsheet per county in each of your county's folders, and at the bottom of each spreadsheet are tabs, and each tab represents the date of the auction, the properties that are going for auction on that specific date.
Exactly.
That's good. And then your headers on your columns, those are what you copy directly from the county's list. Is that correct? And then you added some additional headers on there?
Exactly. So I put the Hillsborough is the only one that has folio instead of and a parcel ID. So I have the folio there, and which is easier to find if you have the folio than a full length parcel ID. The certificate, which came from there, the case status, and I left the case status there just in case it's redeemed. So if for some reason I go back and I'm doing research and, hey, I'm ready to do my bid on 912, but my property's not available, I can go ahead and change it to redeem so that way I know what happened. You know, why I didn't win that bid, because I plan on winning it if it's not redeemed anyway. So I did that. I added the property type, the address, and the max bid, square footage, beds, baths, and the ARV. I added that. And then I added my property card, my snapshot, and then I have my notes here.
Good.
So that's what I did for Hillsborough.
And then the property card, just so that we have a clear understanding of what that is, that's a link to the property appraiser's website for that property in that county.
It is. So like I just clicked that one. Let me see if I can bring it over. I know my computer's probably gonna go crazy because I feel like I'm doing a lot. Let me see if I can bring that over for you. So like I just clicked that one. And it brings us straight here to that property.
Awesome. So you created a shortcut for yourself in your spreadsheet so that you had a column that had the link directly to the property appraiser's property card for that property.
Exactly.
Too easy.
So if I have any questions, I can just bring it up. For the other one, let me go back here. I know it's come up on the other page. All right, so and then I have here, of course, the Zillow, the Trulia. I have that there. So if I want to look at more details on it, especially the history of it being sold or what Zillow actually has their estimate for a Trulia, I have that here. And it changes, of course, because when I went to this one for Trulia, Zillow had nothing on this condo. No, like a lot of places didn't have anything on this condo. So Trulia was the only place I could find information.
Okay. And then, the public domain sites are pulling from various other databases. So at times you may type in an address, a physical address of a property, and they may or may not have any data on it. So you just have to use the sites that do have data. And we are researching directly from the source itself, which is the county. So if you don't find anything on those public domain sites like the Trulias, the Redfins, the Zillows, the ICOMs, or Real Estate ABC, just to name a few, that's okay, because all of the original information is going to be with the county anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But I was able to get that. So that's where we are with Hillsborough. Let me see here.
That looks great, by the way. Good job.
I did my other ones like that. Like I said, here's my lands available, but I'm not really, I'll come back to that in a second for Hillsborough.
Okay.
And like I said, they're frequently asked questions. When you go back here, let's go to Manatee because I did theirs. Manatee, and I believe it was Pasco or Pinellas. This is what they have for their frequently asked questions.
Nah, go here. That's it. Well, it says, Manatee County taxi sales frequently asked questions. Taxis frequently asked questions. Okay. How can I find out if there are any liens or encumbrances on a property coming up for a tax deed sale? Right. So they're saying that the answer to that question is a property information report, ownership and encumbrances report is provided in the file maintained on each property to be sold at the tax deed sales, which is absolutely true. So that file with the ownership and encumbrance report is equivalent to the title search that the county has to do for each property that's coming up for tax deed auction. It says the files are available for the public to review on the clerk of court's website. They give the link so you can search that. And then the second question is, what do I need to do if I want to bid or win a bid on the tax deed sale? Okay, so the tax deed sales are conducted online, which is through realforeclose.com, and they have instructions. So basically what they're saying to you is as follows. For Manatee County, what you would have to do is log into your Real Foreclose site, and then go to Manatee County, right, which is on the left-hand side. You can switch counties, and then you can go to the frequently asked questions inside realforeclose.com for Manatee County.
Okay.
And then copy and paste and put that on this document here.
Okay. So I went to Real Foreclose, and for another one of the counties, I copied it because they say the same thing just about for these counties. So in the other county, I did copy and put it in here so I can kind of take that and just shift it over.
So yeah, they normally do, because the questions are going to be the same, but there's going to be some small nuances per county. So the small differences is the payment method. So you want to be mindful that that is different from county to county. So for example, some counties will only accept wire transfers, while other counties will say they accept wire transfers, official checks, bank checks, money orders, and credit cards. So those are the small details. And then another detail that will be different from county to county is the amount of time that you have to pay in full if you are the successful high bidder. So some counties say noon the next day. Some counties say 3 o'clock the next day.
Right.
Some counties say, nope, 5 p.m. today, you know? Yeah. So you want to make sure that you have a clear understanding of what that is, so that you don't miss out on your approved time frame to pay if you are the successful bidder. So that's the reason why the frequently asked questions per county is so important, because you want to make sure that you understand how that county does business, not necessarily like overall how the auction is ran, because those nuances and details are going to be common amongst all of the counties that have contracted realforeclose.com to implement their auction online. So you'll be abiding by those rules. But then there's the other questions, which is how do I pay, locations, right? Office locations for the clerk of courts per county, as well as what is the payment method per county.
Okay.
That's
So
the
I'll go
difference.
and add that into, and highlight whatever, like the time and how the payments and everything else. So I highlight that in here.
Right.
Make my own little frequently asked questions.
But this is so interesting though, because Manatee County was like, go ask them, like literally that's what they wrote.
Exactly.
They're
And
like,
they
oh,
weren't
you
the
want
only
frequently
ones.
asked questions? See this. Have you ever tried to look up instructions for something and then you get to the location where the instructions are supposed to be and then it says see other instructions?
Yes.
That's what Manatee County just did.
Yes.
You'd be like,
And
wait,
you see
what?
my face. You see my face. That's why people have so many things that's built incorrectly in their house, because they just build it without the instructions.
So, that's why it's so important to understand all of these intricacies of tax deeds. And, some investors get frustrated with this process because they want everything to be simplified and just in plain sight. And it's not like it isn't. You just have to know where to look and be able to go one step deeper and be okay with that in order to have the success that you're looking for. So this is what people don't want to do. The research, the due diligence, the cross-referencing, right? So that they can have a good probability of securing a property at an auction for pennies on the dollar. This is not hard by any means, but all of the work is done up front. It's not done after, it's done up front. And then you reap the benefits afterwards.
Yeah, and I can see why a lot of people get away from it, because it takes legwork. Like you actually have to get in there, dig, make sure you find out the questions. Like we're answering questions now, you have to find that. You have to make sure that there's no, like you said, nothing that's going to survive the tax auction. You got to make sure there's something still there. So I can see why people think, oh, this is quick and easy, and not put in any work and then get frustrated. No, you still have to put in work. It just may not be, but it's for yourself, so it's way better.
Exactly, right? This is your business, right? So it's not a hobby. So great job with following the guidelines and the step-by-step instructions I shared with you on how to create a simplified database, like a CRM for yourself. Do you mind pulling up those instructions, if you will?
Yeah, I can pull them up here.
Because I'm thinking back to our last session and I'm like, okay, I gave those instructions to you like while driving in another country, right? So I was like, the call kept falling and I was like, oh my gosh, Sheena, just if it disconnects, just call me back. That's that dedication, right? I'm like, even when I'm traveling, I'm still meeting with you guys, with my students, and making sure you have everything that you need. So the instructions are simple, right?
Yeah.
Identify the counties that you are interested in participating in the tax deed auction for, because our objective is to get the house, right? So if you want tax liens, that's not the same thing. Tax lien is just a lien on the property, and it normally has a redemption period, and each county, each state is going to determine the interest rate that you're going to receive on that certificate if you are a certificate holder. The deed is where you actually get the house. So my students and I, we want the property. So that's what we do. We only research the states that have tax deeds or tax deed states. And it's like 32 states, like 32 out of 50 states are tax deed states. So there's a whole lot of opportunity out there. And what we're looking for right now is the state of Florida. State of Florida has 67 counties. So there's opportunity like almost everywhere. Every state has something to offer. Got disconnected for a second. the instructions I gave you were to go to the clerk, of course, for each of the listed counties, right? So each state is going to have the county office that manages the auction process. So whatever that county department is, you want to go to their site so you can actually just obtain the list, right? So from when you get the list, you want to secure that information and actually like copy and paste it, if you will, or download it or export it in some way, if they can actually give you the option to export. If not, you're gonna have to create your own list. Like, you're gonna have to copy and paste and create your own spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Boo-hoo.
Yeah, I had to do that with a lot of them.
A lot of them, they're like, nope, we're not gonna make this easy. You're gonna have to copy and paste and do this all on your own, right? So the next step here is to locate the tax deed sale information, which is also going to be in their frequently asked questions. Where's the physical location tax deed? Okay, yeah, they're still calling. They insist on calling back. All right. Determine if the auction is online or in person. Determine if the files are online or offline, right? And the files that we're talking about is the ownership encumbrance report, the notifications, all of those things. You want to determine where you can go to locate that information. Most of the counties, they put it online, they scan it and put it online. If it's not online, then it's physically going to be located in their office for the viewing of the public. And you can go down to their office, request to look at it, and then go see it, right? Once you determine if they're online or offline, the next step is to actually look at the files. Exactly. Right? You're like, yes. I need you to look at it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing, right? So we're going to research what's inside the tax deed file and then cross-reference and do our own due diligence and title search to determine if there are going to be any liens that may survive the sale of the auction itself, right? So what we're doing is going to make a folder. You're going to make a folder per county, and then in each county, you're going to have your spreadsheet with the list of properties are going up for auction for that county. Then you're going to create tabs. So most of the counties will outline their dates for their auction, like their future dates. So at the bottom of the spreadsheet, that's where you, Jayshina, had put the future dates of those auctions, right? So that's like a live, living, breathing document, because as properties become redeemed or they fall off or they are struck off of the list to be auctioned, then the county also is going to update their list. So you want to make sure that you go back and verify if a property has been removed off the auction list from your spreadsheet, which is fine. And all you have to do, I created the color code for you. So you got that red, the green, and the yellow, right? So the red is property that you're definitely not interested in, or it has been redeemed or removed off the list. Green are properties that you really, really want, and you're going to do the research for them. And then the yellow is for properties that are maybe, they're on your maybe list, right? It requires further research for you to decide if you really want to bid on it or not. So it's really simple, right? Red, green, yellow. It's like primary colors. Back when you were like in first grade, everybody knows that green means go, red means stop, and yellow means like slow down.
And I had a few yellows on my Hillsborough list, and if you notice, they're now red.
Okay, because you went back and you did further due diligence and you realized, okay, no, I'm really not interested. So you made them red. All right, good for you. Good for you. Good for you. All right. So once you create the spreadsheets and then you make your tabs, I want you to make sure that you understand the frequently asked questions, which is the nuances that we talked about earlier with Jayshina. You want to make sure that you know their auction time, their payment date, the contact information for the county. You want to download the lands available list. So lands available, that's like your over-the-counter stuff. So those are properties that did not sell at the auction, right? So the county holds on to those properties, and what you have to do as an investor is request that list or get access to that list from the county directly. And then you can continue to do the same due diligence that you were doing and confirm if you want to be able to buy a property off that list, which is pretty dope, right? So that is no competition really, because it's the county already has it. It's there for display for the public. All you have to do is decide if you're interested in that and then make your offer to the county. and determine how they want you to pay them if you are going to buy a property off the lands available list, right? And then download the overages. That's another part of our business process as well too. Overages are pretty cool because that's the difference between what the county needed to collect for the delinquent taxes and what the property actually sold for. So that difference is eligible to be claimed by either the property owner or their mortgage company or any of their lien holders that needs to be claimed. Now, most of the time it's actually claimed by the lien holders, right? Because they're going to go back and be like, oh, you owe me money. So, so I want it, right? You're going to pay me from this, bucket of money. But if they had no liens and the property was free and clear, then the owner is eligible to claim those overages. And sometimes the owner does not know that they have money that's pending and available to them. So one strategy that some investors use is they will contact property owners and say, hey, I know where some money is stored up and saved up for you. I can help you find it. And then they will apply a finder's fee and help the owner to obtain that overage money. So that's how that works. Cool. Okay. Yep. And then wash, rinse, repeat, right? So you exactly. So it's not really that complicated, but you want to have like a systematic process that'll keep you organized. I believe to be a successful tax deed investor, it's just all about organization and being able to have a system that you can repeat from county to county because you know exactly what it is that you're looking for. So it becomes very easy as you move from county to county and do your research to find what you're looking for.
Okay.
All right. So was it simpler for you? I know the setup itself was a little time consuming, but now that you have your folders and you have like a clear understanding of how to put your spreadsheets and what you're looking for, did you find it to be complicated in any way, Sheena?
No, it made everything a lot easier because I had a all-inclusive spreadsheet before, and it just had the foreclosures, the date, and then it had the tax deeds and the date. So it had I had two spreadsheets, and the one for the tax deeds had all the counties, and then it had the dates. So it was just throwing me completely off because I would have to sort by county, sort by date. Now I can just go in my folder, even like I said, it's time consuming, but it's better for me on the back end because now just go in my folder. Hey, let me see what Hillsborough has popping this week. Let me see what Pasco has popping this week. Oh, I already looked at Pasco. I know that I want to bid on this house in Pasco.
Yes, and preparation is absolutely key, right? So
me fill out my planner a little bit better, my day planner.
yes.
Because now, at first I was going back through my big list and I was missing dates. Like there are some options that I missed because I couldn't write it down because of so many. But now, as I go through each spreadsheet, I'm like, okay, I know that I need to be present at the computer this day, this day, this day. And I have it all written down in my planner. And it's open.
Right, and at this time, not just this day and this time.
Yeah, exactly. So when I wake up and I look at my planner, when I wake up at 5 a.m., I'm like, oh, I have this auction at 9 my time. I have this auction at 10. So it puts everything out there.
Oh, that's so good because you're a busy mom, an amazing wife, and entrepreneur. So everything has to be organized in your life in order for you to be able to accomplish everything that you set out to do per day. So for individuals that have a whole lot going on in their life, what would you say to them if they were interested in being a tax deed investor?
I would tell them that it is possible.
Mm-hmm.
However, you will need to take the time to figure out what it is you're trying to do exactly. You need to plan that out. Like, even if you need help, you need to plan it out. Like, it needs to be a plan so that you can perform well. So definitely go, break everything down, start organizing things around you, and you'll find that your business will be organized too. Like, that's
good.
Yeah. Like, cause if you don't start to organize everything when it comes down to your business, it's going to be a mess. Just like
a mess.
Get it together.
I like that. It's just
It's
gonna be a mess.
It will, and I'm just to be honest with you, that when we first started, my husband will tell you, organization is one of my skills that I can plan something all day. I'm great at project management. I'm great at teaching people stuff. But when it came down to organization, like, you know what? It's in that spot. It's good to go.
Yeah.
So organization is something that since I've been in real estate investing that I've been working on and building up to.
Yes.
And I see a lot of things going a lot smoother the more I get organized. So anybody that wants to do the tax deed investing, just line your cards up. It'll fall in place. Everything will fall in place.
My goodness. That is awesome, Vishina. Thank you so much for that. That is super, super dope. All right. All right. So I am preparing for my next call with my next student in about 5 minutes. So as you continue to organize and prepare for the upcoming auctions, whatever questions you have, whatever due diligence, whatever you find in public records, if you have any additional questions regarding your research or some anomaly that comes up, just text me or send me a quick email and I'll look at it for you and respond expeditiously so you can get that information.
All right, cool beans, will do.
Yay!
I'll talk to you, Jackie. You have an awesome weekend.
You too. All right, talk to you soon.
Okay.